In Xinjiang, China, the beautiful scenery can often take miraculous forms. Anzhihai town has become famous the world over due to one canyon in particular. The river, which originates in the Tian Shan Mountains, rushes down the steep slopes, carving its way through escarpments formed over millennia. The canyon is about 30 kilometers in length, with the valley floor being 300 to 400 meters at its widest, while the narrowest part is only 2 or 3 meters. From above, Anzhihai Grand Canyon is rich in colors. On either side of the canyon, red sandstone and grey mudstone alternate to create an astonishing landscape. The colours are formed as the river erodes and dissolves the sandstone and mudstone, drawing abstract pictures on the land. It is one of the most beautiful and yet virtually unknown canyons in Xinjiang. Because it is so hidden, and the land on either side of the canyon are the same height, people sometimes come across it without warning. If they don't stop in time, then they could easily plunge off the cliff. Nestled among the Tian Shan Mountains in China's Xinjiang lies the Bayan Bulak grassland, the largest alpine grassland in China. It covers an area of more than 23,000 square kilometers. Bayan Bulak means rich spring water in Mongolian. The surrounding snowy peaks act like a huge reservoir, delivering abundant water resources to the grassland and forming a huge number of lakes and marshes. On the flat grassland, even a small force can alter the direction of a river. Kaidu River, which is composed of meltwater from the Tian Shan Mountains, has a total length of more than 500 kilometers and has more than 10,000 bends. Find the right viewpoint, and as the sun sets, it's possible to see the reflection of 9 suns all at the same time. The grassland interior is a paradise for animals. In March each year, juvenile swans set off from India, Southern Africa, and other distant parts of the world to live and breed here. For the young swans, as they learn to fly, the Himalayas pose their first challenge. There is a rare spectacle to be found at the end of the glaciers beneath the main peak of a mountain area in southwestern China. The surface of the rocks here is an eye-catching bright red. This is the heart of the Hongduan Mountains, a mountainous region in southwestern China. 145 snowy peaks over 5,000 meters above sea level are clustered here, forming an amazing group of mountains. The highest peak, Gunga Mountain, is 7,556 meters above sea level. It is the highest point in the mountainous area of southwest China. Its giant conical peak is the cradle of glacier formation, from which 74 mature glaciers extend in all directions. The Hailuogo Glacier in the east has a huge icy waterfall measuring 1,100 meters wide, with a drop of more than 1,000 meters. The strong thawing effect leads to frequent massive icy avalanches. Giant glaciers descend all the way into dense forests, with its tip extending to 2,850 meters above sea level. It is the lowest maritime glacier in Asia. Bright red rocks can be seen almost everywhere in the valley at the end of the glacier. Scientists have found that the red blood color on the stone is not from a mineral, but a rare parasite, a rare lichen complex. Whenever the temperature and humidity are right, they spread across the rock surface, dyeing the rocks bright red. Taken away from the mountains, however, they quickly change color and die. Even if they are left in peace, their lifespan is only 4 to 5 years, and then they will regenerate and begin coloring the rocks bright red again. Why they came into being has baffled many great minds.
During the winter in China's Heilongjiang province, it is not uncommon to see temperatures below -30 degrees Celsius. Despite the intense cold, flowers still find a way to bloom. In the right place, with the right conditions, these flowers spread across the tops of the trees. Every year, Kerbin enjoys a flower season of up to 4 months. This amazing ice flower spectacle can be experienced from December to March each year. Ice flowers are officially known as rime. In extremely cold weather, the nearby hydropower station continuously discharges hot water. The water vapor evaporates from the surface of the water, forming a dreamy, drifting white mist. Much of the water vapour turns into ice at night as temperatures drop, which then settles on the tree branches, creating this fantastical sight. As you walk beneath the trees covered with rime, sometimes you can hear the sound of ice crystals growing and then falling. The rime absorbs all the sounds around, creating a tranquil fairy tale world.
In winter, Arshan, a city in northern China, becomes a world of ice. Its rivers become frozen, all except one. Upstream of the Halhengol River, there is a stretch around 20 kilometers long. Even in winter, when the air temperature typically drops to -40 to 30 degrees Celsius, this section remains ice-free. People call it the unfrozen river. Its secret lies deep beneath the riverbed, where the river passes over an area of geothermal activity near Arshan. The heat from below raises the temperature, allowing the river water to stay above freezing point, and so it remains ice-free. During the harsh winter, it even becomes a spa for animals. A group of cattle are strolling along the riverbank. They can't wait to wade through the water. Look closely and you'll see steam rising from the surface of the river. Such a nice warm bath. Let's leave the cattle to enjoy it. The earth is a place of endless wonder, where landscapes are often created from mere dust. The lowest plateau is such a place. It is located in the north of central China and contains 70% of the loess on the planet. It is hard to imagine a time when it did not exist, but this yellow land was created by particles carried by the wind. The entire mega landscape has a total of 620,000 square kilometers. Even seen from above, it's hard to comprehend the sheer size of it. The lowest dune is dozens of meters high and 300 meters at its thickest. 8 million years ago, super strong winds blew sand and dust here. The entire process of dust carrying and stacking took more than 2.6 million years. Scientists can tell the wind direction by the thickness of the loess, because tiny dust particles are carried the furthest. They came to rest in the southeasternmost part of the plateau. The sand in the northwest part of the plateau is much rougher. Where the river crossed, an alluvial plain was deposited. People gradually started to settle around these fertile areas. They farmed in the valley and built roads between the ravines. Finally, they made this ancient land their home and prospered generation after generation. In southwest China, there is a rift zone with a length of more than 300 kilometers and a width of tens to hundreds of kilometers, which is called the Panxi Rift Valley. With untouched forests, mountains, sinkholes and floor drains, and other geological wonders. This place is known as the Natural Geological Museum, and the most amazing thing is, the mountains are magnetic. It is said that an ancient Silk Road once crossed the Panxi Rift Valley. At that time, when some peddlers of pig iron passed through the mountains in Panxi, they occasionally reported that the load was getting much heavier and found it harder to walk. After leaving the area, they suddenly felt relaxed again. What they didn't know at the time was they had passed by a succession of magnet mines. Even more secrets are hidden on the western edge of the Panxi Rift Valley, where there's a place called Gusala. According to a popular local legend, Gusala was built by fairies from heaven, and it is the nearest mysterious place to the sun. Due to erosion and large fractures, the unique karst landform of Gusala has been created. Within tens of square kilometers, there are more than 600 sinkholes and floor drains, a huge underground river, and rolling mountain meadows, which combine to form a primitive and beautiful natural scenery. It is also a beautiful paradise where people live in harmony with nature. In Gansu province in northwest China, there are more than 5,000 mounds on the desolate Gobi Desert. Such a landform is called a yardang. Walking through the area, you can hear the eerie howling winds. They've not only given this place the name, the Place of Devils, but also carved the Yardang landform into different shapes. wind speeds here can reach up to force 12. Sometimes as fast as the running speed of a cheetah, the fastest animal on land, and strong enough to lift a 10-meter high wave. These mounds, which were originally sediment layers at the bottom of the lake, are not strong enough to withstand the insistent winds. The sand and stones picked up by the wind are like weapons, hacking away the rock surface and carving out a variety of shapes, giving full play to the imagination. A bird's eye view reveals a regular layout of the mounds. They are all the same height and direction, and look like a great fleet sailing across the Gobi Desert. The Singing Sands Mountain is located in Dunhuang in western China. As you walk through the quicksand or slide down a sand mountain, sometimes you can hear loud noises from beneath your feet. Hence the name, the Singing Sands Mountain. Nestling between the tall sand dunes, there is a little miracle. This spring, which looks like a crescent moon, has existed for thousands of years and has never dried up. The formation and continuous existence of the crescent spring are all related to its topography. The flowing water converges here along the terrain and overflows through a porous geological layer to form the crescent spring. Although it's extremely dry here, with the annual evaporation being more than 60 times that of the annual precipitation, the stable water source ensures a sustainable water supply to the spring. It's also due to the low-lying terrain. Whenever there's a sandstorm, it forms an upward spiral airflow between the surrounding sand mountains, sending the sand at the foot back to the top of the sand mountain, saving the crescent spring from being swallowed by quicksand. The ancient Silk Road once passed by the crescent spring, and today it has become a romantic paradise for visitors.
The giant panda, a rare animal only found in China, has lived on the planet for at least 8 million years and is reputed as a living fossil. Since the 1970s, China has embarked on a journey of conserving and learning more about the giant panda. Over 3 decades of efforts have gradually unveiled the mystery behind the giant panda's habitat. Wild giant pandas inhabit alpine areas in China with an altitude that sits between 1,200 meters and 3,500 meters above sea level. The altitude gap vertically induces a primeval forest with distinctive features in all 4 seasons. Rich climate types and massive natural vegetation have guaranteed that the alpine areas have remained the most ideal home for giant pandas and the most distinctive mountain wildlife paradise in the world. To better improve giant panda conservation, many nature reserves have been established in China, which have found forests that are well maintained and are the most suitable for giant pandas and their neighbors. However, it's extremely difficult to visit a giant panda, the ancient forest dweller, since their habitats are covered in topographic features that are difficult to traverse. The peaks and deep valleys echo snowy mountains and running water, with bold cliffs and waterfalls that spill out everywhere. It is because of China's research and conservation work for over 3 decades that we can witness the beautiful wild home of the giant pandas.
Mount Segunyang, or Mount Four Sisters, is located in southwestern China's Sichuan province. The mountain gets its name from its 4 peaks adjacent to each other. Local legend says that the mountain god's 4 beautiful daughters defeated the devil and turned into 4 snow mountains to guard the local people. The snowy mountains offer one of the toughest challenges for those who would like to conquer them. Out of the 4 sisters, the youngest one, the Yaomei Peak, is the highest and the steepest of them all, with the altitude of 6,250 meters. Only the bravest climbers around the world dare to take the challenge. There are glaciers hanging on the southern slope and extending to the foot of the mountain. The western and the northern slope are formed by the daunting steep rocks. So far, the summit record for the Yaomei Peak is only 11 times. The Japanese and the American made it twice each. The British, the French and the Russian teams made it once each. And the Chinese team reached the top for 4 times. Besides the 4 remarkable peaks, Mount Segunyang also has lots of other mountains and valleys that are ready for exploration. The 5,484 meters high Camel Peak is formed by 2 connected peaks. Between them there is a glacial plain. But right behind these glaciers is a vertical cliff. And we have the Pomyo Peak that looks like a pyramid. 5 Colors Mountain with an altitude of 5,500 meters and the Hunter Mountain with an altitude of 5,182 meters. Thanks for its breathtaking and wide landscape, Mount Segunyang is also known as the Oriental Alps. For the bravest adventurers worldwide, the 4 sisters will continue to lure them. And wait for the next one to stand on top of them. Hidden deep in the mountains of western China's Sichuan province, there is a primitive and dreamy valley called Zhoujiaigou. It has preserved one of the most stunning view of nature, that it could be called China's Garden of Eden. Its signature landscape is the crystal lakes with turquoise and many other colors of white, blue, green or emerald. The secret of coloring the lake is the spirogyra, charophyte and other kinds of ferns that grow in the water. They contain chlorophyll, which helps create various colors. These colors vary according to the season, light and the viewing angle. There are 108 lakes like this, dotted around the 3 major valleys in Zhejiang. Each of these valleys has an altitude higher than 2,000 meters, and altogether the valleys are 49 kilometers long. Besides these magical lakes, Zhejiang also has China's widest waterfall, Nuo'erlang Waterfall, with a width of 270 meters. If you visit Zhejiang during the right time, you may even experience the rotation of 4 seasons in one day. From the colorful scene to the white appearance, Zhejiang could do it in very short time. It is perhaps the ultimate fairyland in China. Chui'er Mountain is located in southwest China and the northernmost part of the Hongduan Mountains. It is also one of the few snow mountains named after birds in China. Local people once called it the mountain over which even the eagle can't fly. The snow-capped and majestic Chui'er Mountain has an altitude of 6,168 meters at the highest point, and towers above the 10 5,500 meter high peaks around it. Chui'er Mountain is a remnant of a geological movement, and with the rise of the Qinghai Tibet Plateau, it has become a huge mountain, towering above the surrounding area. There are snow mountains, wetland, forests, grasslands, glaciers, and other ecosystems. Due to the steep terrain, narrow roads, high altitude, coldness, and oxygen deficiency, it is called the highest and most precipitous mountain in Sichuan and Tibet area. In the 1950s, Chinese people, with sweat, blood, and even lives, built this miraculous mountain road. Chui'er Mountain, which is high and precipitous with many glaciers, gained its fame because of this road. In 2017, another 7-kilometer long road was built here, including the Chui'er Mountain Tunnel, with an average elevation of 4,300 meters. It is the highest highway tunnel in the world. For this mountain, that once even the eagle couldn't fly over, it now only takes a 10-minute drive to traverse the mountain.
Sairam Lake is located in the northern part of Tianshan Mountains in western China. The gem-like pure blue is the most outstanding feature of this mountain lake. Often a boundary can be seen on the lake between different shades of blue. The secret to this spectacle can be found in the lake water, which is rich in minerals. The amount of mineral deposits varies in different parts of the lake basin, showing as different colours in the refracted sunlight. The beautiful scenery of Siram Lake stems from an abundant water source. Warm, moist air streams from the Atlantic Ocean reach here from thousands of miles away. Blocked by mountains and uplifted by terrain, they get trapped, and the resulting rains replenish Siram Lake. It's become known as the Atlantic's last teardrop. In fact, it's the dozens of glaciers around the Siram Lake that are the real creators of the beautiful scenery. Rivers formed by melting water provide a continuous source of fresh water, helping to form a large wetland by the lake. Lush waterweeds attract swans and other rare birds. The lake is called Garhai. It's located about 3,500 meters above sea level in Gansu province, northwestern China. People call it the Pearl on the Plateau. This is the home to a species of elegant cranes. The surface area of the Garhai Lake is only about 27 square kilometers, but it attracts more than 20,000 birds to live and transit every year. The black-necked crane gets its name from its slender black neck. They mainly live in freshwater wetlands on plateaus with an altitude of 2,500 to 5,000 meters. This is the only crane in the world that grows and breeds on plateaus. The plateau climate is cold and dry. Black-necked cranes face a huge challenge from birth. But the Garhai Lake nourishes beautiful plants, providing a paradise for the black-necked crane. 1/10 of the world's black-necked cranes spend their summer in the Garhai Lake wetland. After this family of 4 have enjoyed a hearty meal, they take a leisurely stroll along the grassy shore.
The Hengduan Mountains, located in southwestern China, offer some of the most magnificent scenery in the country. The main peak is called Mount Gunga. On the west slope of the mountain, at an altitude of about 4,000 meters, there is a large calcification pool group locally called Chuanhuatan. This group of calcification pools under Mount Gungar is hidden in a valley surrounded by mountains on 3 sides. Large tracts of white calcified soil have tumbled down from a nearby hill, extending to the bottom of the valley and creating a colourful calcified pool. At 4,300 meters above sea level, there is a hot spring spouting 1.5 meters high. And the water temperature is always around 30 degrees. It's the main source of water for Yulongxi Chuanhuatan. More than 900 meters long and 100 meters wide, the Chuanhuatan has 8 Chuanhua terraces down the mountain. There are more than a dozen colourful pools of different sizes and shapes on each terrace. The various aquatic plants and hynobius salamanders in the colourful ponds bring endless vitality to this ancient geological wonder. And the algae of various colours at the bottom of the pond make the pool water even more colourful. Fujian, located on the southeast coastal area of China, has the longest and most tortuous coastline in the country. 3,752 kilometers in length and 1 to 7.01 in tortuosity rate. It is endowed with a wealth of natural bays, mudflats, and includes 1,321 islands. Rivers flow into the sea in almost every single bay along the coast of Fujian. These bays are rich in nutrients, and the water temperature is steady and moderate, making them perfect places for mariculture, cultivating marine organisms for food. About 5,000 years ago, in the Neolithic age, the people who lived in this area had already begun farming the seas. Xiapu County is in the northeast of Fujian province and has a coastline of 404 kilometers, the longest in the province as a whole, and enjoys a subtropical marine climate due to its location. It has a broad sea area with deep water, a long coastline, and rich marine fishery resources, which has created favorable conditions for the booming local mariculture industry. The mudflats here have witnessed tens of millions of years of history and experienced countless tides rising and falling, forming a unique ecological landscape. The mudflats always present different features and unique local characteristics in the different seasons. Xiapu's name perhaps explains its uniqueness. Xia means the sky, with Pu meaning the sea. It suggests a dialogue between the two which plays out along its beautiful beaches. At dusk, the fishermen of Xiapu County begin to spread the fishing nets on the mudflats. The shimmering blues are captivating, almost like a Chinese painting. This is not only a natural fishing ground and home to many fishermen, but also a paradise for photographers. Pingtan Island is located off the southeast coast of China. The erosion of the land by the action of the sea has formed various kinds of rock formations. Pingtan Island is known as the Museum of Marine Erosion Landforms because of the rich variety of formations here. This fairy tale scene of the East China Sea is typical of marine erosion landforms in the area. This naturally formed shaft has a diameter of nearly 50 meters and a depth of 40 meters. Alongside the shaft there is a huge canyon which looks like a mountain split in two. Pingtan Island is a world of stones. On the island there are many strange rock formations, among which the most famous are the Banyang stone sail and the god of Haitan. They are also known as the double wonders of Pingtan Island. The Banyang stone sail is the world's largest granite spherical weathered marine erosion column. The reef looks like a big ship with the two massive boulders as its double sails. There are many marine erosion landforms on the island, such as the Nanjai Stone Forest Group with its variety of different shapes, unpredictable marine erosion caves, and scattered marine erosion platforms and terraces. They are unique landscapes shaped by the magical power of nature. In the northeast of China, a dense forest grows in the low mountains and hills, known as the Xiaoxing'an Mountains. People call it the hometown of the red pine tree. The Xiaoxing'an Mountains cover a vast area and have a long geological history of about 600 million years. Trilobite and dinosaur fossils have been unearthed in many places. Archaeological research shows that it was originally an ocean and formed by land and sea changes over hundreds of millions of years. When it comes to the Xiaoxing'an Mountains, we have to mention the red pine tree. Its pine nuts are edible and can be used to make oil. Its wood is light, soft, delicate and rot-resistant. However, its economic value is far less than its ecological value. Every hectare of the red pine forest can absorb 13 tons of carbon dioxide and emit 9.5 tons of oxygen every year. It can also fix the soil and prevent soil erosion. Wild animals such as black bears, wild boars and squirrels in the forest often eat the pine nuts. Squirrels like to store their pine nuts in different places as they prepare for the winter, but they have a poor memory and often forget where they have put these nuts. These forgotten pine nuts sprout in the spring, helping the red pine tree expand its territory. In addition to the red pine tree, there are many different kinds of trees in the Xiaoxing'an Mountains. Every autumn, these trees display the beautiful colors of nature.
Oryuan is known as one of the most beautiful villages in China, and its most beautiful season every year is in the middle and last 10 days of March. Oryuan, located in the northeast of Jiangxi province in southeast China, is a county surrounded by mountains. When spring comes, oilseed rape flowers in Oryuan come into full bloom. These crops, from which oil is extracted, can resist the cold in winter. The crops are sown in the autumn of the previous year and harvested in the summer of the following year. Jiangxi province is a big producer of oilseed rape flowers in China. The most beautiful oilseed rape flowers are in the Jiangling and Hualing areas of Oryuan. Here there are layers of golden terraces planted with oilseed rape flowers, which complement the residential buildings with their typical white walls and black tiles, forming a beautiful natural picture. They are said to be one of the 10 most beautiful terraces in the world. The terraces in Jiangling can be long or short, and wide or narrow. The longest can be tens of meters long, while the short ones only measure 3 or 5 meters. Wide terraces are sometimes 10 meters broad, and narrow ones too narrow for cattle to plough. Large terraces are bigger than basketball courts, and small ones are not enough for an adult to lie down. The terraces are as high as the mountains of Jiangling. Standing by the side of the road on the hillside, you can see so many terraces which stretch out along the ridge of the mountain. Countless terraces combine to form a natural, compelling picture. Areas around the latitude of 42 degrees north on Earth are mostly known for their cool and pleasant climate. But there is one exception, which is famous for its incredible heat. This is the Flaming Mountain in China's northwestern Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region. Of course, it is not really burning. The mountain is barren and red, with a blackish tint. In summer, ground temperatures can be as high as 70 degrees Celsius. People are tricked by their senses into seeing flames. The terrain is the main reason for the heat of the Flaming Mountain. It is located at the low point of the Turpan Basin, which is also the lowest point of the Chinese mainland. The height difference between it and the surrounding mountains is more than 5,000 meters, so the hot air in the basin cannot easily disperse. As a result, the flaming mountain becomes the hottest place on its latitude. There is no grass on the flaming mountain, but the canyon nearby is shaded by grapes. The canyon is only 8 kilometers long from north to south, but its annual output of grapes can reach more than 10 million kg. Almost every family here grows grapes. After harvest, they are sent to shade houses for drying. The shade houses are built on the slopes of barren mountains, high up and with no shelter, so as to make full use of the hot, dry winds in the Turpan Basin. There are many holes in the walls of the shade houses, which not only help with ventilation, but also help avoid direct sunlight on grapes. It takes just 40 days for the fresh grapes to be dried by the hot air. In ancient times, Zhangjiang City, Jiangsu Province in eastern China, was called Jingkou. Located at the Golden Cross of the Yangtze River and the Beijing-Hangzhou Grand Canal, it is a place of strategic importance. The upper reaches of the Yangtze River deposit a lot of silt here, which has gradually built up into a small island in the river. There are 3 beautiful mountains here, namely Jinshan Mountain, Beigu Mountain, and Zhaoshan Mountain, which are closely connected with the Yangtze River and are called the 3 mountains of Jingkou. Jinshan Mountain is only 42 meters above sea level. Although Jinshan Mountain is said to be on the Yangtze River, because the river's course has moved to the north, Jinshan is now some distance away from the Yangtze. Beigu Mountain, 10 meters higher than Jinshan Mountain, is just beside the Yangtze River. From here, Jinshan Mountain can be seen in the west and Zhaoshan Mountain in the east. The mighty river flows around the foot of the mountain. Zhaoshan, the highest of the 3, with an altitude of 70.7 meters and an area of 38 hectares. It is located in the Yangtze River. Surrounded by water, encircled by the green waves, the green mountain looks like a piece of jade floating on the river. People can reach the island by boat to experience the gentle river water in the dry season and appreciate the magnificent scene in the wet season. Compared with many famous mountains, This seemingly inconspicuous local landscape, composed of 3 beautiful mountains, coexist and integrate with the Yangtze River, becoming a landmark in this area.
Every spring, around mid-March, hundreds of thousands of birds arrive at the Jingxin wetland of northeast China's Jilin province. It turns this remote area into a fascinating paradise for these migrant birds. The Jingxin wetland is located on the border of China, Russia, and North Korea. The diverse environment and humid climate make it an important stopover for migrating birds. Seagulls are common here because it is very close to the Sea of Japan. These birds begin their journey back north after winter, and this is the last stop before leaving China. Here, they rest and feed. Many large predatory birds, such as golden eagles, white-tailed sea eagles, and Steller's sea eagles, are frequent visitors. They are rare and endangered species in the world and are listed as protected animals at a national level in China. Among these species, the Steller's sea eagles are especially rare, with only a few thousand remaining in the world. Now, more and more rare birds, such as Chinese mergansers and red-crowned cranes, are being found in the Jingxin wetland, attracting hundreds of photographers. So as not to disturb the birds, the photographers wait quietly in the specified location. They wait patiently among the gathering of birds for the right moment to capture an amazing moment in nature.
Every summer, in southeast China's Fujian province, the Lianhai terraces in Zhening become one of the most beautiful places in China to appreciate flowers. In early summer, lotus leaves on the terraces are eager to emerge from the water and unfurl their beauty. Jining County is located in the middle section of Wui Mountain. The high terrain, with its unique microclimate, is perfect for growing high-quality lotuses. Lotuses have been planted here for thousands of years. The lotuses of Zhening are known as the best lotus and are listed as a tribute treasure. There are about 3,300 hectares of lotus flowers here, which produces more than 4,000 tons of seeds every year. In July, the lotus blossom season, the layers of lotus fields become shrouded in mist, creating an enchanted landscape. July and August is the peak period for lotus seeds. The temperature difference between day and night can reach more than 53 degrees Fahrenheit. which provides excellent conditions for the accumulation of nutrients in the lotus seeds and encourages their expansion and plumpness. The lotuses of Zhening are mostly cultivated in paddy fields in the mountains. The mountain's spring water flows down, bringing trace elements to the soil, irrigating the lotus fields at the foot of the mountain all the year round. As a result, the well-nourished lotuses of Zhening have large seed pods, grow well, and yield high-quality lotus seeds. At this time of year, lotus seed pods fill the local markets. Peel the lotus seeds, and you experience the unique lotus fragrance.
Located in Nanwan Peninsula, 14 kilometers from Lingshui Town, Hainan Province, Nanwan Monkey Island is the only tropical island nature reserve for macaque in China and the world, so people call it Monkey Island. Nanwan Monkey Island is beautiful and charming. There are clean and entrancing beaches so typical of Hainan, with colourful coral reefs. Monkey Island is surrounded by the sea on 3 sides and has a vast expanse of blue waves. The rocks on the island are craggy, like an anchor thrown into the vast South China Sea. It has a mild climate and abundant rainfall, and coconut, lychee, pineapple, carambola and other fruit trees are everywhere. The plants here are evergreen, and flowers and fruits can be found here all year round, providing a typical tropical scenery. It is not only suitable for the growth and reproduction of macaque, but also can provide a plentiful supply of food for the monkeys. The monkeys on the island have been domesticated, and visitors can take pictures of them or have their pictures taken with them. The best time to watch monkeys is when the keeper feeds them. At the sound of a whistle, trees and grass all over the mountain begin to shake. You can see macaques skipping and swinging between trees. In a blink of an eye, they gather together to fight for food and make a lot of noise. Over the years, the authorities have taken a series of protective measures for the monkeys in Nanwan Monkey Island, so the monkeys can have a worry-free life in this natural biosphere. Nanwan Monkey Island has really become a paradise for macaque.
Taihu Lake is located in the south of the Yangtze River Delta. Among the numerous lakes on the north of the Yangtze River, Taihu Lake is the largest. Here, there is a lake island famous for its cherry blossoms. Yuantuojiu is a peninsula extending into Taihu Lake. It is named after a giant stone that emerges from the lake and looks for all the world like a turtle with its head held high. There are more than 30,000 cherry trees and more than 100 varieties planted in Yuantuojiu. From mid-March to mid-April every year, it is the best time to enjoy the beautiful cherry blossoms. Pink clouds of cherry blossoms cover the trees, complemented by the rippling water and flurries of falling cherry flowers. The history of cherry planting in Yuantuojiu can be traced back to the 1930s. The cherry blossoms on either side of the Qianchun Bridge were planted at that time. In March 1988, more than 400 Japanese friends came to Yuantuojiu and planted 1,500 cherry trees with the citizens of Wuxi. Since then, more than 10,000 Japanese friends have returned to plant yet more cherry trees. Yuantuojiu has therefore become a cherry viewing resort in China, attracting countless tourists to enjoy the beautiful cherry blossoms here every year.
On the coastal wetlands by the Yellow Sea in eastern China, you'll notice a strange-looking deer walking around. It has a head shaped like a horse, giant antlers like a deer, hooves like a cow, and the tail of a donkey. These are Milu deer, a species native to China. But it disappeared from China for nearly 100 years. The fact that they have now returned to China is the result of a remarkable century-old animal protection collaboration between two countries. Archaeological studies have found that the Milu deer were once common in eastern China, but by the 19th century their numbers had dropped drastically. Most of the Milu deer were raised in the emperor's hunting grounds outside Beijing. The Europeans who came to China at the time believed the species to be very rare, and many were taken back to Europe. When the emperor's hunting grounds were destroyed by heavy flooding, the Milu deer were lost, never to be seen in the area again. Luckily, there were the Milu deer that had been shipped to foreign countries. A duke in Britain had given shelter to 18 of these fortunate Milu deer, and they were well taken care of. By the mid-1980s, the Chinese government hoped the species could be restored in China once again, a suggestion supported by the Duke's descendants. In 1986, 39 of the Milu deer were flown to China from Britain, to their ancestral home in Dafeng County in Jiangsu Province. After 2 decades, the Milu deer population in China has increased to over 5,000, with nearly 1,350 roaming in the wild. Today, there is no longer any fears for their survival in their homeland.
In China's northwestern Xinjiang, there are many different landscapes and remarkable views. Deep in its northern dense forest, there is an amazingly beautiful lake. The colour of the lake changes with the seasons, light and temperature difference between morning and evening. The Canas Lake, the second largest deep-water lake in China, has a water depth of 190 metres. Perhaps it's the fear of what lies below the surface that has stirred up legends of a lake monster. Since the late 1980s, there have been numerous sightings of the creature in the lake. It is said that horses drinking by the lake were once dragged into the water by the monster. Many tourists come all the way to the Canas Lake, hoping to catch a glimpse of the mysterious marine creature. Most scientists believe the so-called water monster is a huchoblica living deep below the surface. Some of these freshwater salmon can grow up to nearly 2 meters long. They can be ferocious and secretive, but occasionally emerge from the water and make waves. The warm and humid Atlantic air currents travel over 6,900 kilometers of land into the Altai Mountains and bring more than 600 millimeters of precipitation every year, nurturing the largest Siberian taiga forest in China. Taiga forests have a simple structure and are mostly composed of tall and straight fir and pine trees. They grow and multiply by the Canas Lake, carrying their life on from generation to generation. In the south of China's Gansu province, the Machu wetland has more than 300 tributaries, large and small, distributed like capillaries across the surface of the earth. As the Yellow River, China's second longest river, reaches Machu, the water it carries accounts for just 20% of the total water volume of the Yellow River. That total swells to 65% as it leaves Machu. The abundant water nourishes the vast grassland. This grassland is located in the eastern end of the Qinghai Tibet Plateau in China, with a total area of 3,750 square kilometers. It is about the size of 3 cities the size of Los Angeles. But this is no city of angels, but a paradise for cattle and sheep. The Ula sheep breed is unique to Machu. It gets its name from Mount Ula nearby. Their slightly spiral, upturned V-shaped horns make them handsome beasts. The secret of the resilience of the Ula sheep lies in the green grassland. More than 50% of the grassland here is put over to growing Chinese herbal medicines. By grazing on these herbs, the sheep develop a stronger resistance to diseases. Beyond grazing and drinking, running becomes their daily essential fitness sport. But the Ula sheep are not alone. The yaks of Machu also love running across the wetland grassland. China is the home of yaks. More than 90% of yaks in the world live on the Qinghai Tibet Plateau and in the surrounding 6 provinces. Yaks account for more than half of the livestock raised by Machu herdsmen. The rich water and grass not only nurtures Ula sheep and yaks, but also serves as the cornerstone of the existence of the Machu people. The Yellow River, which nourishes more than 750,000 square kilometers of land, is called the Mother River by the Chinese people. The Machu wetland contributes nearly half of the water to the Yellow River. What it truly nurtures goes far beyond what we can see here.
Deep in central China's Qinling Mountains, there are some mysterious wild animals in the untraversed area. Meet takin. It is perhaps one of the largest mammals on Earth that many people have never heard of. Without using drone, it's impossible to trace them and got this rare footage. Local conservationists said that they haven't seen these enigmatic creatures for more than a decade. These animals live in an inaccessible area at the altitude of 2,500 meters above sea level. Many people think that takin is a kind of cow because they are thick and strong, and adult individuals can even be as high as 2 meters or more. In fact, takins are not cows. They are closer to the family of goat antelope, with a pair of small horns, and the sound is similar to that of the antelope. They are alert to the looming appearance of drone, so when the drone approach them, we need to keep a friendly and safe distance with them. Now it is time for lunch. Let's hope our takin friends to have a good meal. Located in the westernmost part of China, the Pamir Plateau is called the roof of the Asian continent. With an average altitude of more than 5,000 meters, and with an extreme temperature of minus 50 degrees Celsius. The plateau has about 2,400 billion tons of water frozen at the top of the mountains in the form of glaciers. The Pamir Plateau is not a plateau in the traditional sense, as it is not a vast platform, but a collection of snowy peaks and river valleys. The most famous is located in its southeast. The shape of Mount Muztagh is like an inverted muffin cake. At an altitude of 7,546 meters, and with a water storage capacity of about 45 billion cubic meters, it is truly the father of the ice mountain. It's relatively easy to climb for a 7,000-meter high mountain. For skiing enthusiasts, it's a mountain of dreams. As the highest skiing mountain in the world, its western route is long and deep with snow. After climbing to the top, people can ski directly down the mountain and experience the incomparable thrill and pleasure.
At this time, giant panda Yinghua's newborn cub is lying in the arms of his mother and sleeping soundly. Just 2 months old, the cub is still very dependent on his mother. Yinghua, 14, is an experienced mother. To take care of the baby, she has been around day and night, always holding her precious baby tightly in her arms. Compared with the time when he was born, Yinghua's cub has grown a lot. The hair around his eyes, ears and limbs has completely turned black, giving rise to the unique appearance of a giant panda. Although giant panda cubs are sleeping most of the time, they grow up surprisingly fast. Yinghua's cub is no exception. The breeders who weigh him every day know this all too well. For most of the time now, Yinghua participates in outdoor activities with her cub. She has built a nest in the corner of the outdoor enclosure. Her cub also likes this corner very much. He often dozes off here. Now, more than half a year old, he's capable of taking part in outdoor activities on his own.
回家了，哈，回家了，走，跟我一起回家哈。哎呦，你吃到我的脸上，
Yinghua's cub is growing fast, and the box cannot fit him any longer. Thanks to his striking red hair, which is different from that of other giant panda cubs, Yinghua's cub has attracted many eyeballs. Fans even gave him an interesting Chinese nickname, Panda Hai, which sounds similar to Panda Hai in English.
这是樱花的小乖乖，然后这个也是前几天那个网络上比较关注的一个胖大海，然后很多人关注他为啥子毛色这么红，其实是他妈妈可能更舔的更多的这种原因造成的。
In the blink of an eye, winter is here. Panda Hai is now climbing a 10-meter tree. At the age of 1.5, he has mastered the essentials of climbing. Don't be fooled by his bulky build. He is actually quite flexible in climbing trees. Yinghua often looks for her child by the smell he leaves. Panda Hai looks at his mother naughtily from the tree. Yinghua has found him. Yinghua is always worried about her cub when he's on his own. She still considers tree climbing a dangerous activity, especially when the tree is this tall. Mum's scolding and nagging is inevitable. We don't know if years from now, Panda Hai will recall this ordinary afternoon he spent messing around with his mother. Everything is the same just like any other day. But Yinghua's cub, Panda Hai, may realize one day in the future, in the wild, that this might be the most carefree time in his life.
In eastern China, there is a sea of flowers blooming in the water. Every spring, this gorgeous sea of flowers will attract countless tourists to appreciate the beautiful scenery. What people are seeing is in fact a great example of Chinese intelligence. China's ancient philosophy, the harmonious interaction with nature, blooms and bears fruit here. "5,000 years ago, this was a beach. 3,000 years ago, the coastline moved eastward, and land appeared in the Xinhua area. 1,000 years ago, to prevent floods, the hard-working and intelligent people in Xinhua excavated a network of deep ditches or streams in the swamps and piled up the soil on one side, forming fields suitable for cultivation. These fields, either square or round, wide or narrow, high or low, long or short, have different shapes and sizes. Big ones can be a kilometre wide, while the smaller ones just a few meters. They all have one thing in common, and that is they are surrounded by water. The fields are not connected to each other and look like islets on the sea. Taking into account the local natural conditions, hard-working and intelligent local ancestors transformed low-lying wetlands unsuitable for agriculture into farmland and fields, providing grains and vegetables for the local people. But also, these fields have maintained the original water currents, as well as rivers and canals and the surrounding natural ecological environment. It has formed a new landscape representing the unity of man and nature. Today, the unique landform of the Xinhua fields has become a globally important agricultural cultural heritage. Every spring, when oilseed rape flowers are in full bloom, as people meander between these fields in small boats, they say the boats walk in the water and the people swim in the flowers.
The Qilian Mountains across China's Gansu and Qinghai provinces stretch for about 800 kilometers from east to west. It's a huge mountain range composed of many parallel mountains. About 1/3 of the peaks of the Qilian Mountains are more than 4,000 meters above the sea. There are more than 3,000 glaciers, storing tens of billions of cubic meters of water in solid form. If all the glaciers were to melt, the water generated would be enough for a city of 20 million people to use for about 20 years. However, this mountain system in northwest China is an island surrounded by drought. The Qilian Mountains are bounded by deserts on 3 sides. To the east is the Los Plateau with little rainfall. The glaciers in the mountains determine the fate of this area. Each time the weather gets warmer, the melted ice and snow of the Qilian Mountains brings life to the deserts of northwest China. In the north of the Qilian Mountains, along the mountain range from east to west, meltwater from the ice and snow nourishes a narrow area of about 1,200 kilometers. This region, known as the Hershey Corridor, is an important part of the ancient Silk Road. For thousands of years, Asian and European civilizations have converged and collided here. The Qilian Mountains still store 80% of the water in this land, continuously nourishing about 5 million people and 700,000 hectares of cultivated land. The Changtang River is located in Zhejiang on the southeastern coast of China and flows into the East China Sea. Every year, on the 18th day of the 8th lunar month, people gather along its banks expectantly, eager for the arrival of the tide. The waters of Hangzhou Bay and the Changtang River meet on the horizon, forming a thin white line. Hundreds of thousands of tons of water per second, the fusion of ocean and river, dramatically tumble back towards the land. The sea wall contains the force of 7 tons per square meter. The waves can reach a maximum of 9 meters, about 3 stories high, and even taller than 4 of China's famous basketball player Yao Ming. The huge tides and waves do little to deter the bold. People jumped into the powerful waves as early as the southern Sung dynasty of China, more than 800 years ago. The people of the time called them the tide players. It looks so much like today's surfing, minus the surfboard. Today, the Changtang River attracts thousands of people from far and wide for the annual tidal surfing competition. Arhai Lake at Dali in southwest China is the second largest freshwater lake in Yunnan province. This beautiful freshwater lake on the plateau covers an area of 256.5 square kilometers, with an average depth of 10 meters and a maximum depth of 20 meters. as Yunnan is located far inland, it is said the people here sometimes call this lake the Arhai Sea to express their yearning for the distant ocean. Formed in a rift depression, Arhai Lake has been known since ancient times as the flawless jade among mountains due to the colour and clarity of its waters. The Bai people call it the Mother Lake. Their ancestors knew it as the Golden Moon. Beside the Arhai Lake, there is a mountain peak named Sangshan, which is covered with snow all year round. With an average altitude of more than 3,500 meters, Sangshan Mountain forms a sharp contrast with the beautiful scenery of the Arhai Lake. According to legend, the husband of a princess went into battle just after their marriage. He was gone for more than 10 years, and she feared he had been killed in battle. The princess cried day and night, and her tears gathered to form the Arhai Lake. When her husband eventually returned, he found the princess had died of a broken heart. He swore to heaven that he would turn into a mountain to stay with the lake. The couple, the Arhai Lake and Sangshan Mountain, lived together for eternity. Along the shore of the Arhai Lake, there are many inns where you can hear the gentle lapping of the waters. The lake is also a favorite spot for movie makers. Arhai Lake, shaped like an ear, seems to be listening to every story being told.
Fuzhou, the capital of Fujian province in southeast China, has a well-known nickname, the City of the Banyan Tree. The artificial planting of banyan trees has been underway in Fuzhou since the end of the Tang dynasty, meaning banyan trees have been planted in Fuzhou for thousands of years. Especially in the Northern Song dynasty, Zhang Boyu, the governor of the state, advocated that the whole city should be green and no parasols should be needed in the summer. And so Fuzhou gained the reputation of the City of the Banyan Tree. Banyan trees are evergreen with luxuriant branches and leaves. There are nearly 1,000 ancient banyan trees in Fuzhou, which have come to symbolize the spirit of the city. The 1,000-year-old banyan tree in Fuzhou National Forest Park is known as the largest banyan tree in Fuzhou. With a height of 20 meters and the ground projection area of the canopy more than 1,330 square meters, this tree is truly spectacular. When spring comes, about half of its crown sprouts first, and when the old leaves gradually fall off, the other half of the crown begins to sprout, forming a pleasant scene with distinct layers and different colours. According to experts, this banyan tree is likely to be 2 trees growing in one, and because Ficus coquina has no clinging roots that reach the ground, in order to support the heavy horizontal trunk and avoid the trunk breaking, the craftsmen of the forest park have built concrete columns in the shape of clinging roots to support the trunk of the banyan tree, which is extending outwards year by year. The king of banyan trees grows by the lake. In the scorching sun, the lake reflects the luxuriant branches and leaves of this ancient banyan tree, providing great shade for local people. In China's southeast coastal province of Zhejiang, there is a group of giant rocks called the Sampan Stone. Literally meaning the three pieces of stone. Once upon a time, however, they were one whole piece of rock. The story of the Sampan Stone started 135 million years ago. Back then, during a violent tectonic event, powerful forces formed a basin covering nearly 347 square miles. Imagine the basin as a cradle in which the Sampan Stone is nestling. In this huge bowl, sedimentary rocks gathered, dominated by conglomerates. These sediments were the origins of the Sampan Stone. The process of mountain building continued. The sediments in the basin were forced up to form a sedimentary massif, which gradually grew into the Sampan Stone. For tens of millions of years, wind and water eroded the massif along vertical fractures until most of the rock was weathered away. Eventually, the three individual rocks with steep cliffs we see today were formed. The highest of them measures 324 meters. However, the steep cliffs pose a great challenge for those wishing to reach the top. About 500 years ago, in China's Ming Dynasty, a group of carpenters was hired to build a wooden ladder in order to reach the top of the Sampan Stone. They toiled for 3 long years, but failed in their task. Before the ladder could reach the summit, its foot had rotted away. The ambition of reaching the top was not achieved until the end of the 1980s. Over 3,500 stone steps were carved into the rock face. Now we can finally climb these steep stairs and reach the top, to experience the power of tectonic movements from the remote past.
Populus euphratica is the only tree species to be found in the desert of North China. In Edgina, in the west of Inner Mongolia, there's a Populus euphratica. As the oldest tree in this Populus euphratica forest, it's been guarding this place for more than 800 years. The locals call it the sacred tree. Dinosaurs died out about 65 million years ago. Then a new species appeared along the ancient Mediterranean Sea. That's the Populus euphratica. Seasonally flooded riverbeds in the Gobi Desert are perfect for the Populus euphratica. Where there is water, the Populus euphratica grows. Populus euphratica loves water, but it is also highly resistant to drought. As long as the groundwater is at least 4 meters below, Populus euphratica can live comfortably. If the groundwater level drops below 9 meters, it will die. Because the course of the desert rivers change frequently, Populus euphratica has left its mark across the desert. It acts as a good windbreak, prevents sand erosion, and is salt-resistant. An adult Populus euphratica can discharge tens of kilograms of salt and alkali every year. When the wind is blocked, the sand is fixed and the soil is improved. So the ecological environment of Egina is protected. To the south of the Populus euphratica forest in Egina lies Badain Jaran, the third largest desert in China. Without this 260 square kilometer Populus euphratica forest, the Badain Jaran Desert, already 49,200 square kilometers in size, would spread northward, squeezing the living space of humans. These Populus euphratica trees form a golden natural barrier, guarding the ecology of Egina year after year for another 800 years.
Bamboo has been cultivated and utilized in China for thousands of years at least, and it is possibly one of the Chinese people's most cherished plants. There is a bamboo forest in Sichuan province in southwest China. Hundreds of millions of bamboos cover 27 mountains and more than 500 peaks. The Bamboo Sea in southern Sichuan is the largest natural bamboo forest in the world. It is said there are 428 kinds of bamboos here. Among them, the Nan bamboo, or Philostachys pubescens, grows the fastest. They cover more than 47,000 square kilometers of the mountainside. And they are able to grow from shoots to mature bamboo in just 40 days and grow into woods within 4 years. Bamboo is the most rare renewable resource in the mountainous areas. They are surrounded by cloud all year round. In summer, you can see green everywhere. And in winter, everything turns white. There is bamboo scenery, mountains and rivers, lakes, ancient temples, as well as countless streams overflowing from this bamboo sea. These streams tumble from cliff edges, creating a magnificent scene. Deep in the bamboo forest, in the coves surrounded by mountains, there is a crystal clear lake called the Sea Within the Sea. Only by taking a bamboo raft and floating in the waves can you perhaps truly appreciate this wonderful green world.
Padang Jaran Desert is located in northern China's Inner Mongolia. Mountains are formed through sand accumulation. The winds keep blowing the fine sand away, continually eroding them. Although only about 500 meters higher than the land around, it's enough to merit the title, the highest sand mountain in the world. The desert environment keeps most creatures away, but is a perfect home for camels. After thousands of years of evolution, they are not only resistant to hunger and thirst, but also to high temperature and cold. In desert storms, they can even walk with their eyes closed. China is one of the main habitats for Bactrian camels in the world, but the ancestral home of camels is in North America, far away. Millions of years ago, they migrated all the way across the Bering Strait into Eurasia and started to settle and thrive in their new home. About 4,000 years ago, Bactrian camels were domesticated. Since then, becoming mankind's most loyal partners in the desert. Daocheng Yading is a magical and mysterious land. Located in the southwest of China's Sichuan province. This is a kingdom surrounded by breathtaking views of snow-capped mountains, steep glaciers, crystal-clear lakes, vast pastures, as well as dense woods. It's called the last pure land on this blue planet. Every September, the scenery here is at its most fascinating. It's like placing people into a colorful fairy tale world. The focal point is the three mountain peaks in Daocheng Yading. The most beautiful is called Yang Maiyong. It is about 6,000 meters in height and has the shape of a perfect pyramid. Back in 1931, the American explorer Joseph Rock first introduced it to the world with photos taken for the National Geographic magazine. He wrote, "She is the most beautiful snow peak my eyes have ever seen." Next to it stand two other mountains, Xian Nai and Xian Nuoduoji. The crest of the mountains is covered by snow most of the time. No one has yet ever been able to reach the top. They are called the Three Holy Mountains. It is an irreplaceably sacred place in the hearts of the local people. The locals say that if one could walk round the holy mountains 3 times, then your wishes for this life will be fulfilled. But it is such a great challenge to both one's physical ability and mind, because of its altitude. What drives them to do that? Perhaps it is simple faith. It is not only the last pure land, but also earth that can purify the soul.
Yingxi Peak Forest is located in southern China's Guangdong province. With more than 1,000 peaks, the forest stretches for more than 20 kilometers across the flat land. These small peaks rising from the ground are the result of hundreds of millions of years of water erosion. This kind of landform is called karst. Some 200 million years ago, there was a vast ocean here. In these seemingly hard rocks, a large number of bones and minerals of marine organisms have been found. Among them, calcium carbonate washed away by continuously running water. The shape of the rocks changed as a result. Hundreds of millions of years of rain erosion has not only carved out peaks, but also scoured out caves underground. The minerals dissolved in the water were deposited here, turning the caves into great halls full of grand columns. The continuous flow of water caused some of these caves to collapse, and the karst contributed a new geomorphic type, sinkholes. This may appear to us as an eye, but it is a sinkhole. The battle between water and rock has crafted Yingxi Peak Forest into a fantastic landscape.
Wuyi Mountain, located in the southeastern part of China, has a total area of about 1,000 square kilometers. It has the largest nature reserve in Fujian province and the largest existing subtropical primary forest system in the same latitude zone in the world. Wuyi Mountain is deeply influenced by a fault zone, which controls the direction of the ridgeline. The other faults divide the mountain into several fault blocks and form many deep valleys. The Tongmuguan fault zone is the center of the faults, forming a spectacular V-shaped Grand Canyon. The intense tectonic movements of millions of years ago gifted Wuyi Mountain a magnificent Dansha landform, which differs from the Dansha landform in northwest China. Many of the rock surfaces are covered with different shades of vegetation, creating a blush on the huge green mountains. The Goddess Peak, the symbol of Wuyi Mountain, is the typical residual Dansha landform left by the faults. Geological movement caused a red rock massif to collapse under its enormous weight. The Goddess Peak is the last remaining pillar of the surrounding rocks after the collapse. There are many cracks in the karst rocks of Wuyi Mountain. After millions of years of scouring and cutting by water flowing through them, many streams have been formed around the mountain. Sitting on bamboo rafts and following the stream, tourists can enjoy the scenery of Wuyi Mountain along the way. In southern China, there is a famous road built across Poyang Lake, China's largest freshwater lake. The people of China call it the most beautiful road under the water. Towards the end of May every year, this road begins to attract a lot of attention. The color of the lake either side begins to change into two different tones. The surface of the road is so close to the water level of the lake. As you drive along, the view ahead is broad and bright. It feels as though you are riding a boat across the lake. People call it the road under the water. For the next few months, this road is no longer just above the surface, but deep underwater. As the water level of Poyang Lake rises, the road is gradually flooded. Although drivers can no longer see the road surface, they can still drive across safely by keeping within the guardrails on either side. For thrill-seeking motorists, it's like driving an amphibious supercar. As the water levels continue to rise, after a few days, the entire road will be completely submerged. Eventually, a few months later, the road reappears again. This is one of the most beautiful highways in China. It passes through thousands of islands in the West Sea of Lushan Mountain in Jiangxi province. There are more than 1,600 islands in this area of water, creating a lake of 1,000 islands. The lake is vast and tranquil, with an average depth of 45 meters. On a good day, the visibility in the lake can reach up to 11 meters. "60 kilometers to the northeast of the West Sea, there's a mountainous area. This is the famous Lushan Mountain. Lushan Mountain is not one single mountain, but rather a large upland area consisting of 90 continuous peaks. in which the highest one is 1,474 meters above sea level. Over tens of thousands of years, tectonic movements, glacier erosion, flowing water, and other geological processes have created the diverse landscapes of Lushan Mountain. Running to the north of Lushan Mountain is the Yangtze, the longest river in China. The intense humidity endows Lushan with abundant water resources. There are 22 waterfalls within the mountain. Lushan Mountain is shrouded in mist for nearly 200 days of the year. The average temperature here is 5 to 6 degrees Celsius lower than that in the plains at the same latitude. It has been a famous summer resort since ancient times. There's a city in the clouds, some 1,100 meters above sea level in the mountains. More than 100 years ago, a missionary from the UK built villas here. The average temperature in summer is only 22 degrees Celsius. So it's named Kuling, a name which comes from the English cooling. Today, these ancient villas are still serving tourists who come here to spend the summer. The Yangtze, China's longest river, rising from the Qinghai Tibet Plateau, flows eastwards for 6,300 kilometers, eventually reaching Yuantuojiao in Jiangsu province in eastern China, where it flows into the sea. A large amount of sediment carried by the Yangtze River has been deposited here due to the tides. Gradually, the sandbar is becoming a growing and extending beach plain. It has also become a popular stopover for a large number of migratory birds. In the Yangtze River Delta to the north of Yuantuojiao, abundant rivers carry huge amounts of sediment to the sea. They also bring nutrients, piling up to form fertile coastlands and unique sandy ridges and sandbars. Around the coastline of the Yellow Sea in China, hundreds of kilometers of coastal wetlands and ecological zones have formed. Every spring and autumn, nearly 3 million migratory birds around the world stop here to replenish themselves. The Yangtze River Delta, next to the Yellow Sea, is one of China's most economically developed and densely populated regions. While the economy is developing rapidly, a large number of coastal wetlands have been preserved. This creates valuable habitats for millions of migratory birds and endangered species that prefer not to be disturbed. Today, sediment accumulation and continental shelf settlement are two dynamic geological forces which are constantly shaping the landscape and ecological processes of the Yellow Sea and Bohai wetlands, making it one of the most diverse and richest coastlines in the world. It is an organic combination of natural, biological and human functions, and a key hub on the East Asian Australasian flyway of migratory birds.
Every summer, in southeast China's Fujian province, the Lianhai terraces in Zhening become one of the most beautiful places in China to appreciate flowers. In early summer, lotus leaves on the terraces are eager to emerge from the water and unfurl their beauty. Jining County is located in the middle section of Wui Mountain. The high terrain, with its unique microclimate, is perfect for growing high-quality lotuses. Lotuses have been planted here for thousands of years. The lotuses of Zhening are known as the best lotus and are listed as a tribute treasure. There are about 3,300 hectares of lotus flowers here, which produces more than 4,000 tons of seeds every year. In July, the lotus blossom season, the layers of lotus fields become shrouded in mist, creating an enchanted landscape. July and August is the peak period for lotus seeds. The temperature difference between day and night can reach more than 53 degrees Fahrenheit, which provides excellent conditions for the accumulation of nutrients in the lotus seeds and encourages their expansion and plumpness. The lotuses of Zhening are mostly cultivated in paddy fields in the mountains. The mountain's spring water flows down, bringing trace elements to the soil, irrigating the lotus fields at the foot of the mountain all the year round. As a result, the well-nourished lotuses of Zhening have large seed pods, grow well, and yield high-quality lotus seeds. At this time of year, lotus seed pods fill the local markets. Peel the lotus seeds, and you experience the unique lotus fragrance.
Over time, sand gathers to build strong towers. But drop by drop, the water washes them clean away. Imagine hundreds of millions of tons of water dripping for hundreds of millions of years. How then would the landscape look? Maybe the Yunnan Guizhou Plateau of China is how it would be. The erosion of soluble rocks by running water has resulted in a variety of karst landforms. The total karst area in China is 140,000 square kilometers, and Zhejin Cave National Geopark is just one of them. Zhejin Grand Canyon is a miraculous natural landscape revered by geologists as a top-class karst landscape. There are 7 natural bridges on the upper and lower levels, which form a unique masterpiece among geoparks across China. Corrosion by running water opens a window to a subterranean world. Zhejin Cave covers an area of more than 700,000 square meters, which is equivalent to 100 football fields. It takes about 3 hours to tour the whole cave. The highest part of the cave is 50 stories. The huge karst deposits, measuring 200 meters in length, look like an imposing sculpture or fresco. Zhejin Cave is endowed with more than 40 types of karst cave deposits and presents a variety of wonders. The formation of Zhejin Cave has taken at least 2.5 billion years. Entering the cave is like stepping into a time tunnel. It feels as though you are no longer on Earth, but rather have stepped into a land of fantasy. Nestled among the Tian Shan Mountains in China's Xinjiang lies the Bayan Bulak grassland, the largest alpine grassland in China. It covers an area of more than 23,000 square kilometers. Bayan Bulak means rich spring water in Mongolian. The surrounding snowy peaks act like a huge reservoir, delivering abundant water resources to the grassland and forming a huge number of lakes and marshes. On the flat grassland, even a small force can alter the direction of a river. Kaidu River, which is composed of meltwater from the Tian Shan Mountains, has a total length of more than 500 kilometers and has more than 10,000 bends. Find the right viewpoint, and as the sun sets, it's possible to see the reflection of 9 suns all at the same time. The grassland interior is a paradise for animals. In March each year, juvenile swans set off from India, southern Africa, and other distant parts of the world to live and breed here. For the young swans, as they learn to fly, the Himalayas pose their first challenge. In the east of China, near the Yellow Sea in Jiangsu, there's a magical island situated a little way off the province's 765 kilometers of coastline. Covering an area of less than 0.2 square kilometers, Qinshan Island is 1,000 meters long from east to west and 200 meters in width. From the air, the island looks for all the world like a giant Chinese salamander with a huge bulbous head. Qinshan Island is about 15 kilometers off the coast and is one of the few coastal islands in Jiangsu province. In the past, the island has been 10 times its size today. However, thousands of years of erosion have seen the rock consumed by the sea little by little, eventually spitting out this small fish-like island. The long tail of this fish appears and disappears at regular intervals with the rise and fall of the tides. It is 2.6 kilometers long and has existed for at least 2,000 years. The divine path of Qinshan Island was formed by the action of the tides against this gravel island. The shores were gradually worn away and eventually collapsed. The debris drifted in the currents round to the south side of the island and was gradually deposited under the waterline for a stretch of over 10 kilometers. The rise and fall of the sea level over time has helped form a mound composed of gravel and debris. This mound is 2.6 kilometers long and extends from the island towards the land. Mounds like this can be seen all along the east coast of China. However, it is very rare for a small island with an area of less than 0.2 square kilometers to have such a feature several times longer and wider than the island itself. It is known as the longest natural avenue at sea in China. As the tide retreats, the divine path reappears in the sea. Those who tread this path seem to be walking on an infinity of water. Jingpo Lake, the largest alpine lava barrier lake in China, is as famous as Lake Geneva in Switzerland. It is located in Heilongjiang province in the northeast of China. Jingpo Lake is 45 kilometers long, with an average depth of 40 meters and a maximum depth of 60 meters. The winter here is cold, with an extreme minimum temperature of -35 degrees Celsius. Here, the water flows and the cliffs converge to form a spectacular ice waterfall. At the base of the cliff is the Black Dragon Pool, 60 meters deep. It takes a brave person to jump off the cliff in this world of ice and snow. But don't worry, there is unimaginable warmth under the deep water. Although the winter temperature here is lower than -20 degrees Celsius, The temperature at the bottom of the water is kept above 10 degrees Celsius all year round. And the deeper the water, the higher the temperature. Because of underground hot springs, this lake, amid the ice and snow, will never freeze. These volcanoes are more than 200 years away from the last eruption. For volcanoes, more than 200 years is not long at all. They are young volcanoes in China, but they have witnessed the birth of the Wudalianche scenic area. Erupting lava spread out in all directions. Some of it remained here, cooling and solidifying, forming a black-grey lava plateau, measuring hundreds of square kilometers wide, commonly known as the rock field. More lava flowed along the terrain, blocking the path of the river below, eventually forming 5 beaded lakes. The lakes are interconnected, hence they are known as the Wudalianche, namely 5 connected lakes. With 14 volcanoes nearby, Wudalianche, with its concentration of typical volcanic landforms, is a giant natural volcano museum. After hundreds of years, human beings, birds and animals and vegetation have together reshaped the appearance of this land. South Globe Mountain has become the symbol of Wudalianche, not only because it's the oldest of the 14 volcanoes, but also because there is a naturally formed lake at its top. In winter, it is covered with snow, but in the sun, the volcanic rock beneath is exposed, creating a black and white volcanic spectacle. In the bright sunlight, this volcano museum becomes a landscape beyond the imagination.
There are no less than 30 lakes named West Lake in China, but the West Lake in Hangzhou is the best known of them all. It is located in Hangzhou, the capital of Zhejiang province on the southeastern coast, and the city is known as the paradise of the world in China. Thousands of years ago, the West Lake was connected to the sea. The Qiantong River, not far away from the West Lake, enters the sea in the eastern part of the area. Sediment deposited by the river eventually blocked the connection between the West Lake and the sea, making it an inland water feature. Since the 9th century AD, the beautiful scenery of the West Lake in all seasons has appeared time and again in poems, stories and legends. It's roughly estimated there are about 630 legends of the West Lake alone. In 2011, Westlake Cultural Landscape of Hangzhou was included on the World Heritage List. It is visited by an endless stream of international tourists. Perhaps some of them will add their own stories to Westlake's wealth of literature.
This is Xinjiang, China, in the heart of Eurasia, the furthest of any land from the sea on the planet. With little rain, it is an arid and lifeless place. However, there is one exception. With warmer temperatures in April, apricot flowers can't wait to bloom, declaring open the flower season in the Ili Kazakh Autonomous Prefecture. These wild apricot forests are distributed across the hillsides of the Ili River Valley in Xinjiang. Their delicate flowers dislike the humid climate of southern China. They are resistant to drought and cold, and are more suitable for living in the north. Xinjiang has the largest concentration of apricot trees in China. The apricot forest before us is the largest and densest primitive wild fruit forest. It provides a rare opportunity for local people to domesticate the wild apricot trees and improve their varieties. Apricot blossoms last only a week from blossoming to withering. In the flowering season, if you want to capture their beauty, then you must be quick. Mount Ermei, located in the southwest of Sichuan province, with its back to the Qinghai Tibet Plateau and standing in the southwest edge of the Sichuan Basin, is an ancient and famous attraction in China. Three million years ago, the main part of Mount Ermei rose sharply along a fault line here. Due to a complex combination of erosion, weathering and collapse, a massive height difference of more than 2,600 meters was formed between today's mountaintop and the Ermei plain. The summit of 10,000 Buddhas at an altitude of 3,099 meters is the highest peak of Mount Ermei. It has the world's highest and largest metal building complex and is also a World Cultural and Natural Heritage Site. In a commanding position, the Golden Summit, with the biggest concentration of temples and scenic spots on Mount Ermei, can be called the largest and highest place of worship of Chinese Buddhism in the world. The Buddha statue of Samantabhadra, measuring 48 meters high, is the highest golden Buddha in the world and is at the heart of the Golden Summit on Mount Ermei. The 10 heads of the Buddha statue are divided into 3 layers, each with different expressions, representing the 10 mentalities of ordinary people. Many Chinese people come here to pray for the protection of the Buddha. The Golden Summit is also the perfect location to appreciate the wondrous Mount Ermei Sea of Clouds. The 72 peaks of Mount Ermei are mostly over 2,000 meters above sea level. The scenery features high peaks above the clouds and ubiquitous white mist. In such an ocean of white, the many peaks appear to float in the clouds like islands. This sea of clouds can surround Mount Ermei for more than 330 days a year. Formed by ever-changing patches of mist and fog, they present a unique panorama. Summer and autumn are the best time to view them. At every level, the scene is different. If you're lucky, it's also possible to see Gungar Mountain, 7,590 meters above sea level, in the distance from the Golden Summit. Located in the northeast of China, the Changbai Mountains is named after its iconic scenery of being perpetually white almost all year long. These mountains were formed around 2.77 million years ago, after volcano eruptions due to the movement of the Earth crust. At the top of the main mountain, there is a crater lake with an altitude of 2,100 meters. It is called Tianque in Chinese, literally meaning Heaven Lake. Its latest eruption happened around 300 years ago. Tianque is the largest crater lake in China, and it is the deepest mountain lake around the world as well. The average depth of water is 204 meters. It has stored over 2 billion tons of fresh water, which is able to supply the population in Beijing downtown for 22 months. The winter lasts for 9 months in the Changbai Mountains. Thus, the crest of the mountain is covered by snow most of the time. The depth of the snow is 50 centimeters on average. It is extremely difficult to visit the mountain during the winter. Lake Tianque only melts in mid-July due to the cold weather, and the water in the lake is flowing for only 30 days every year. It is always misty and cloudy. According to the locals, people could only see the most imposing scenery here if they have a special mysterious connection with this magical mountain. In China, the red-crowned crane is regarded as a very special animal. According to zoologists, individual wild cranes can live to be 20 to 30 years of age. For the Chinese, it is often associated with luck, fidelity, and long life. In eastern China's coastal city of Yancheng, red-crowned cranes arrive each year for the winter. Among China's extensive large bird population, it is known for its elegance. Crowned cranes are monogamous. They have strict needs when it comes to their living environment. They will only breed where the natural habitat is friendly. Compared with their breeding grounds thousands of miles away to the north, the water here never completely freezes over in winter. It's full of food, and they can hide among the reeds. But this longevity bird, so cherished by the Chinese people, is endangered because its natural habitat is fast disappearing. With only about 2,000 left in the world, 1,000 of them migrate to Yancheng and overwinter each year in the vast wetlands here. This is the largest group of red-crowned cranes in the world that continues to migrate. Thanks to local efforts in wetland protection and scientific measures to better look after this national treasure, the number of red-crowned cranes is now rising. The Yancheng wetland has become a paradise for red-crowned cranes, ensuring the longevity birds enjoy a long life on this planet. In northwestern China, there is a chain of undulating hills called colorful Zhangye Dangsha. Here, you can find the colors of the rainbow. The terrain is so hostile that even grass struggles to survive. So where did this palette of colors come from? It's hard to imagine, but this area was once a lake. The multicolored hills are the result of the long geological evolution of the lake bed. Changes in temperature and humidity, as well as the existence of various mineral elements and the different iron content in lake sediments especially, gave rise to the spectrum of colors. Part of the ancient Silk Road, it is said that Marco Polo once visited here over 700 years ago. However, compared to Marco Polo, today we can have much more fun. Starting from Hainan Island, the southernmost province of China, you can reach Sansha City in the southern tip by this transportation supply ship. Sansha is made up of more than 280 islands, sandbars, reefs and other sea areas. April to May are the most beautiful seasons in this part of China. The sea is colourful, with an average visibility of more than 30 meters. Looking down from a high altitude, the islands in front of us do not seem to be connected with, but they are known as the 7 connected islets. That's because beneath the sea, there is a huge reef holding them together, forming a common foundation for the little islands. As the tide rises and falls, they display a variety of features. Most of the islets here are made up of coral remains. Coral secretes limestone, which becomes their living shells. They gather together and grow and multiply from generation to generation. Layer upon layer of limestone is added and then compacted to form the coral reef we see today. This reef is still growing towards the sea at a rate of 2.5 centimeters per year.